Hello students, welcome again in our online teaching program. Myself Minal Deshpande and we are learning History and Civics of Standard 6 Maharashtra State Board English Medium Syllabus. Students, in our previous video, we have started lesson number 10 Ancient India Cultural Part 1. We already discussed 10.1 Language and Literature, 10.2 Life of the People. Students, in today's video, we are going to learn remaining part of this lesson. See, some points are here. 10.3 Science, 10.4 Centers of Education and 10.5 Art and Architecture. See friends, 10.3 Science, Medicine. Indian medical science is known as Ayurveda. It has a very old tradition. It seeks to understand the symptoms of an illness, its diagnosis and treatment. Also, much thought has been given to preventing of illness, yes or not? And Jivaka was a well-known Vaidya at the court of King Bimbisara. We already know about him. In previous lesson also we took his information. The Charaka Samhita contains detailed information about clinical diagnosis and pharmacy. And it was written by Charak. See students, the famous surgeon Sushruta has discussed the diagnosis of different ailments. Ailments means a diseases or sickness, and their remedies also in his treatise of the Sushruta Samhita. See, one book written by him, that is Sushruta Samhita, and what is written in it? The diagnosis of different ailments and their remedies. The importance of this text is that it discusses the different causes leading to injuries, fractures, their types, and the various types of surgeries required for them. The text was translated into the Arabic language. That text which was written by him, that was transferred in another language, that is Arabic language, and was called Kitab-e-Susud. See friends, Vagbhata also wrote many books on medical science. He also wrote the books on medical science, and the Ashtang Sangriha and Ashtang Ridhe Samhita are the most important of them. See, two books which are very important, Ashtang Sangriha and Ashtang Ridhe Samhita. The Buddha Bhikkhu Siddha Nagarjuna, in his book Rasaratnakara, describes various chemicals and metals. See, Nagarjuna, who wrote one book Rasaratnakara, and in it he mentioned chemicals and about metals. Okay, now mathematics and astronomy. Students, the ancient Indians had studied the mathematics and astronomy at great depth at that time, and Indians were the first to use the numerals 1 to 9 and 0. See friends, we were there who used first that numerals. They invented the concept of decimal system, in which the value of a digit changes according to its place, means ekam, daham, like that, means units, tens, etc. The scientists Aryabhatta wrote a book, Aryabhatiya, which included many formula for mathematical operations. Formula for mathematical operations. Aryabhatta was also an astronomer. See, he was not only the mathematician but also astronomer. Students, he stated that the earth revolves around the sun. Now, Varahmihir, who wrote the famous text Panchasiddhantika in the 6th century AD. And this text also discusses principles of Indian astronomy along with the principles of astronomy from the Greek, Roman and Egyptian civilizations. The texts of the mathematician Brahmagupta, who lived in the 7th century CE, were translated into the Arabic language. See friends, Kanad. Kanad wrote the book called Vaisheshik Darshan. It mainly discusses Anu and Parmanu. According to Kanad, the universe is full of innumerable objects and these objects are nothing but the different forms of Anus. These forms might change but the Anu remain unchanged. Now, we are going to 10.4 Centers of Education. There were many famous centers of education in ancient India, students. Many famous centers. Students from other countries also came there for their studies. Means that time, for that education centers, the students came from other countries. First one, that is the Takshashila University. The Takshashila was an important city on the ancient Indian trade route and today it is in Pakistan. See friends, archaeological evidence found there suggests that the city was established in the 6th century BCE. And Jivaka, a contemporary of Gautam Buddha and a famous Vaidya, had studied at Takshashila University. By the 4th century BCE, the fame of the university had spread far and wide. Chandragupta Maurya, the founder of Maurya Empire, we took information about him, yes or not? He was educated at this university. See friends, Jivaka, Chandragupta Maurya. Also, the grammarian Panini and the Vaidya Charka were also students of Takshashila University. The Greek historians who accompanied Alexander have also given a description of the university. Alexander also gave that same way. They have stated that such a university did not exist anywhere in Greece. The famous Chinese Bauddha Bhikkhu Fahian, who came to India around 400 CE, also visited the Takshashila University, and the university provided education in various subjects such as Vedic literature, Buddhist philosophy, economics, logics, etc. Now, second one, that is Varanasi. The river Ganga has two tributaries, Varna and Asi, and the city located between them came to be called Varanasi. Varna and Asi, because of that, the city got the name Varanasi. Since ancient time, it has had center which provided education in the areas of Vedic as well as Jain and Buddhist philosophy. Okay. Now, next one, Vallabhi University or Vallabhi was an ancient city in Saurashtra, Gujarat, and from the 5th to the 8th century CE, it was an important center of Jain and Buddhist philosophy. Yuan Chuang and essaying the Chinese Buddha bhikkhus had visited Vallabhi. Now, next one, Nalanda University. The remains of the ancient Nalanda University can be found near today's Patna city in Bihar. And Emperor Harshvardhan made a generous donations to this university. See, I told you when I taught you about Emperor Harshvardhan in previous lesson, and already we know about him. According to the description of Yuan Chuang, and it's saying Nalanda University could accommodate thousands of students. The library stocked thousands of books. Students seeking admission to the university had to appear for an examination at the entrance gate. seal. Here, the seal of the Nalanda Mahavihara. You can see that. Next one, that is Vikramashila University. This university was located near today's Bhagalpur in Bihar. It was established by a king named Dharmpal in the 8th century CE, and it had 6 vihars, each having its own separate entrance. Now, Kanchi. During the reign of the Pallava dynasty, 6th century CE, Kanchi in Tamil Nadu emerged as an important center of education. It was a center for the teaching and learning of Vedic, Jain and Buddhist texts. See friends, we took information about centers of educations. How many centers were there? See, Takshashila University, Varanasi, Valadhi, Nalanda University, Vikramshila University and Kanchi. Now, 10.5 Art and Architecture. Indian architecture reached its peak during the Maurya and the Gupta periods. The stone pillars erected by Emperor Ashoka that we know, and at various places, they are excellent examples of Indian sculpture. The stup at Sanchi and cave sculptures at Udayagiri, Khandagiri, Karla, Nasik, Ajanta, Ellora, etc. show that the same tradition advanced even further, and the art of making images was developed during the Gupta period. Temple architecture developed during the reign of the Chalukya and Pallava dynasties in South India. So the temples of Mahabalipuram are a testimony of this architecture. Testimony means what? Statements made by a witness, means this is a witness about great architecture. The art of making bronze images of deities emerged during the period of the Pallavas. Deities means god or goddess. The iron pillar at Mehrauli near Delhi is evidence of the advanced knowledge of metallurgy of ancient Indians. Yes or not? See students, it is clear that ancient Indian culture was very prosperous and advanced. In the next chapter, we will study India's contact with other civilizations and its far-reaching impact. Okay, now take your homework. See, on page number 53, exercise is here, and you have to write all the question answers in your homework book. Okay, see 7 number question, that is observe the picture of the stup at Sanchi and obtain more information about it. For that you can take help of your parents, your elders, okay, and then you will solve that question.